The film begins with a depiction of a planet called Nowhere. The Guardians of the Galaxy are based here. We met them all as they prepared for their next adventure. Meanwhile, the smart Panda rocket is standing at the room window. But then, a powerful being from another galaxy named Adam Warlock came after him. He burst into the room and attacked Rocket, but Rocket narrowly avoided his attack. The other guards heard the noise and ran to help Rocket. The cyber warrior Nebula arrives first. She used her advanced equipment to improve herself and become stronger. She tries to fight Adam Warlock, but he is too strong. He easily blocked her attack, throwing her aside and immobilizing her. The remaining Guardians join the fight, but are no match for Adam Warlock. He resisted her punches, kicks, and even threw her. He is unstoppable. Rocket grabbed his gun and tried to shoot her, but Adam Warlock hit her hard. Rocket is injured and falls to the ground. Nebula doesn't give up. She stood up and formed a sword with her hand. She stabbed Adam Warlock in the stomach from behind. He groaned in pain and woke up. He realized that the guards were ready to attack him again. He quickly ran out of nowhere. Now Peter and his friends rushed towards the wounded man. They placed a device to bandage his wound. But as soon as you turn it on, the rocket starts shaking. Apparently, this device is killing him. Nebula saw this and ran to Peter, demanding that he make it official. She scans and examines Rocket's body and tells him that he has many devices inside his body. One of them is connected to his heart. If anyone tries to repair the missile without removing the device, they will die. A rocket is spinning there. The Guardians tried to save Rocket. As Rocket lost consciousness, his old memories returned. He looks at his past, his origins. He remembered that he was a little panda, an animal kept in a cage with its prey. But one day, an experienced evolutionist came and took him away. He experiments on Rocket, making him smarter and stronger than he is. But once the experiment is complete, he locks Rocket in a separate cell. There are many other animals like him out there. They were also captured and experimented on. Rocket befriends 3 of them. Meanwhile, Nebula examines Rocket's body and discovers the manufacturing site of the device inside. They think they can cure Rocket if they go there. They decide to go to another planet called Augusto Corporation. Peter prepares his team, but leaves the 2 friends in an isolated place to protect them. He takes the rest of the team along on the mission. Meanwhile, we see the advanced one with Adam Warlock and his mother. Adam Warlock's mother told High Evolution magazine that her son is still young. That's why they couldn't catch the missile. Advanced evolutionists would be very angry to hear this. He said he wanted the rocket no matter what. He brutally beat Adam Warlock and threatened his mother. He says that if he doesn't bring Rocket with him next time, he will kill their entire generation. Highly evolved humans are crazy and strange creatures. He wants all the planets, their animals and creatures to be perfect. He means perfection according to his own standards. This is why he travels to different planets and brings animals and creatures with him. He tests them and modifies them according to his own vision. God will make them perfect in his sight. Once he came to Earth with animals and creatures. He was so impressed with Earth that he decided to create an Earth-like planet, a planet that looked like Earth. He named this planet Kawawa. A fleet of guardsmen sent their ships to the Augusto Corporation. However, before entering the Augustus Company, several people joined their ships. One of them is Gamora. They tell Peter and the others that Nebula invited them. She promised them a reward if they helped her. Therefore, they came to assist the Guardians in their mission. As we know, Rocket was unconscious in the flashback. It turns out that rocketry is the highest and most perfect experience of highly evolved beings. He has a very sharp mind compared to others. The High Evolutionary took Rocket and examined his brain. When the Rocket passed the test, the highly evolved people knew that the Rocket was very smart and intelligent. It shows Rocket running away with a punch, and Rocket sees a rocket coming towards him. He asked what it was. It was a rocket taking off into the sky. He then took the rocket to the lab for further testing. He showed Rocket the room and placed the turtle there. He tried to change the turtle. The turtle changed, but became very ferocious and aggressive. Advanced Evolver told Rocket that he could change them and make them perfect, but he couldn't understand why they became aggressive, even if he wanted to reassure them. When Rocket heard this, he looked into the chamber machine and told it that the High Evolutionary had a problem. When he put her in the machine chamber to change her, he also changed the chemistry in her brain, causing her to become aggressive. If you prevent this chemical change, he says, they will be as quiet as you want them to be. The High Evolutionary was delighted and surprised. He felt that his experiment had been successful. He was so excited that he told his colleagues that he wanted a rocket brain for his project. He says that Rocket is very smart and intelligent. He has a brain that even I don't have. He was also angry because Rocket was his engine. He said that he built a rocket in his experiment. So how is Rocket smarter than him? Even though it was just a small animal, the next morning he asked his colleagues to kill it. He told me to take out his brain and give it to him. He tested his brain and discovered how he could think so creatively. He then uses it to create a new world containing only perfect beings like himself. He also tells Rocket to kill his friends because they are useless. He locks Rocket in his cell again. When Rocket arrived at his cell, he told his friends that he would be killed the next morning. He says they have to do something and escape. When the Guardians reached an advanced level of evolution, he told them that he knew his plan. He says he will kill them all and take the missiles. The theme is rockets. He said he did everything. He says he plans to lure the people there and orders his men to take missiles from the Guardian ship outside. He boards the ship and orders his men to destroy the planet after he leaves. His people do what they say. They pilot the ship and begin blowing up the Earth. Explosions are happening everywhere. Peter and Groot see this and fight the High Evolutionary. They use powerful weapons to shoot. They capture the person who has the code on the device that has the ability to save Rocket. The other Guardians saw the planet destroyed and the High Evolutionary leave with the ship. They believe Peter and Groot are still on the ship. They will save her. However, Peter and Groot agreed to go with that person. They head straight for the missile on their ship. When they entered the code into the rocket, the device near its heart turned off. Peter heals his wound and Rocket feels better. Nebula calls Peter and asks where he is. She said they boarded the ship to save him. Peter tells him that he and Groot have left. He said they were on a boat. He said the same goes for rockets. The other Guardians try to leave the ship, but the High Evolutionary arrives and captures them. The guards noticed there were many creatures and small animals. High Evolvers captured them for testing. They decided not to go alone. They decided to free everyone and take them with them. Peter and his friends head to a highly evolved ship to save the other Guardians. Peter called his friend to a secluded place and told him to go to the specified location. His friend did this in a location near a highly evolved ship. Peter and his friends head aboard the ship to save the other Guardians. A massive battle takes place between the High Evolutionary, its inhabitants, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. But the Guardians are braver and smarter. They fought well and defeated them. They finally defeated Advanced Evolution. They told Rocket to destroy the High Evolvers, but Rocket pointed out the number. He said he didn't look like him. He said that if highly evolved people are evil, then he himself is not evil. The Guardians free all humans, animals, and creatures on the High Evolutionary ship. They don't take things anywhere, they get there themselves. A dog, Peter's friend, accompanies them. He uses this power to connect with the High Evolutionary ship. It releases too much energy, causing the device to fail prematurely. A planet in the middle of nowhere and a highly evolved spaceship have become separated. Everyone went to nowhere, but Peter was left behind on the ship. He panicked and jumped towards the planet, but missed and ended up floating in space, out of breath. Thought he was about to die. Adam Warlock then appears and saves him. He took him there and saved his life. The Guardians decided to create a new world for all the animals, creatures, and humans they had encountered so far. They want to give them a good life and let them be free. Peter appoints Rocket as the new leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He told his friends that he had spent his whole life in space, separated from his family, but that his grandfather still lived on Earth. Therefore, he resigned from his job. Gamora and her friends also decided to go their own ways. They all have dreams that they want to achieve. Rocket forms a new team with the survivors, including the restored Adam Warlock. Peter returns to Earth and meets his grandfather. They hugged each other and cried. A dancing guardian in the middle of nowhere. The children also joined him. The rest of the team then followed suit. And the movie ends here.